Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to Cosmo Muse Tarot. And this week's reading, we are going to be looking at a fresh new path opening up in your life. This reading is valid for any time you come here, but if you come right when it comes up or around the time I post this, it likely has to do with the recent Aries eclipse. Solar eclipse, and that being an eclipse that took place when the sun had already crossed over the North Node, which is like an ending and beginning point that starts a new 19-year cycle. And so there's still maybe some things we're kind of clearing out, the rubble of old paths that are, kind of dissolving, or just, you kind of had that feeling of something's done. You should know what that is at this point, some chapter that just feels like it's kind of washing away a little bit. And it's making space for a new chapter to come in. So we want to look at what that new chapter is for you. What is this new beginning about? What are some things you can do to sort of help clear paths for it? And, just looking at some nuance, getting some advice, and looking at what exactly is trying to come in. So again, you could come here at any point. If you come 5 months from now, maybe in your own astrology chart, some new chapter starting in your own way. But whenever you're drawn here is correct for you. So we've got 3 piles to choose from, and we're just using stones with this. So there is a rose quartz tower right here. That's pile 1. Pile 2, I don't know why I can't remember the name. I think this is some kind of jasper. I do know it's from Pakistan, but a pyramid, some kind of jasper stone pyramid. And then we have a selenite tower for pile 3. If you feel drawn to more than one of these, that's fine. You can feel drawn to all 3, just one, whatever you're feeling kind of pulled into is right for you. So I'll pause here for a minute so you can spend a moment with these and feel into which pile or piles are really speaking to you. And then also just a little reminder, I said in my last video, but just want to, I'll probably bring it up in a lot of the upcoming videos in the next week or month or 2 or so, that I have a new website up. It's astrology based. That's really like where my passion has been for over 20 years, something I've dedicated, it feels like a lifetime to. And just decided it was time to, I had a Cosmo Muse website for a long time, and then I kind of went back to school and it fell apart, so I just took it off. And I just felt like it was time to kind of revamp it, redo it, give it some new life. So go check it out. It's cosmomuse.com. And there is a monthly membership that is very, very, very affordable for those of you that want, like by sign horoscopes and overviews of a season and a quarter and even the whole year, or that kind of stuff. It has a lot of beautiful, like for each month there's a lunar chart to show the different ebbs and flows, and I give a calendar view of each month to see like the big moments and when different big energies are shifting. So I like that it gives, that bird's eye view of a lot of different things, and then it will like zoom in with like the by sign each month horoscopes to kind of what's going on at the moment, that kind of stuff. So yeah, go check it out. I'd love to see you there. Either way, I will see you in your piles, and check out what new chapter is coming in for you guys. All right. Hello, pile 1. Let's get into your reading to see what sort of new chapter is coming in, new beginnings. I'm just going to put your rose quartz tower over to the side here, and let's jump into it. We're going to initially check with a couple of oracle cards the like the bird's eye view of what is the theme of this new chapter and this new beginning, just getting that more of that concept down. What is this about? What is the theme of it? And let's see. The empty room. This, even though this isn't exactly giving us a theme for what's coming, what it is saying that, while this is about a new chapter, sometimes a new chapter is, just an evolution of an old chapter. And sometimes a new chapter is picking up a whole new thread, right? Like something complete like this. It's like foundationally shifting your life, whatever this new chapter is. It's not just like, oh, like my living situation is changing or my job is changing. It's like, this is like moving to a whole new country, like something that's just like really, whoa, in your face. Another theme, if that doesn't feel right for you, you don't feel like your whole life is kind of starting over in some way. The other thing that's coming through is a home-related thing. With the empty room, you may literally be clearing out and leaving a home and moving to a new home. So whichever of those two things resonates most for you, go with that. Okay. Excuse me, my throat just kind of closed off. Okay, let's get a little bit more from the Flower Oracle. What else can it key us into here? Lily of the Valley, happiness, luck, and humility. Beautiful. I love that. It's like a very, Lily of the Valley is like I don't know, it like reminds me of the sign of Virgo. There's just like a lot of purity with it and sacredness with it. So I feel like whatever this huge life-altering chapter is, or this new home chapter is, whichever one resonates to you, it's like it's bringing in just this feeling of like a sense of wholeness and a sense of this new chapter being able to give you like a rhythm in life, a day-to-day aspect of life that really supports the things you want to do in your day. It really supports the rhythms that make you feel well and connect you to your purpose and make you feel like life is fruitful and productive, and you're able to really identify your priorities and clear out any of that superfluous, anything that's just like unnecessary, that makes life more complicated, too intricate. It's just like, I don't know, there's just like simplicity and wholeness and sacredness. And then of course, I want to pick up on the luck and happiness keywords here too. It's just like, this may feel to you like you have struck some gold. Something just like really fortuitous. And like with luck, it could have felt like this is out of the blue, or like something happens that you weren't necessarily expecting, and it just completely kind of flipped things around for the better in your life. Really beautiful. Okay, let's get an animal power cards for some advice on what you can do to, like, if like there's any blocks or things that you need to kind of address to be able to move forward into this chapter a little easier, a little better. Like, what are those things you could do to feel more aligned and open to what's coming in? Step into sovereignty. So where do you need to kind of like own your independence, own your inner authority? This to me feels like self-sovereignty, like the lone wolf stepping into like just knowing what it is you want and really declaring it. like being very clear and declarative about what it is you want, what you need, where is your power at the moment. Just being really direct and clear. So if you need to spend some time clarifying a goal or noticing where you're feeling a little wishy-washy about new things coming in, like I'm not sure, or maybe I need some opinions, like where do you need to get more sharp and clear and self-directed about something. Okay, let's get a Nocturna card, so something that's even like a little bit more subconscious that we can bring to the surface to help you move forward. So we have the conch shell. I'm going to use the little guidebook on this. It's the Nocturna Oracle. Conch. Awakening, hearing, call to action, communication. There's going to be something external to you that's sort of instigating this, and this is why you need some self-sovereignty. In storytelling structures, when a call to action happens, the protagonist always sort of tries to resist that call. There may be something where you're like, think that you're comfortable in your normal world, but there's no holding on to that normal world. Something has fractured about it, and it's time to like listen to that call, listen to what's pushing you, and say yes. Decide that yes for yourself. And I am feeling like you are being given a little bit of sovereignty in saying yes, which might mean it takes you a little extra time to get to that yes, since my sense here is you're not being pushed too hard by the universe, but there are little calls to action coming in. So just pay attention to that. Communication, really listen. Okay, and then this says in Buddhism, the conch shell symbolizes truthful speech and strength and is used often in religious ceremonies. In Hindu ceremonies, blowing into a conch shell produces a sound similar to the Om sound and is believed to awaken the ignorant into enlightenment. Blowing into a conch shell is a call to action. So there's something that you've been a little bit blind to, or just haven't taken the time to educate yourself about or become aware about, and like there's something in the universe that's like, hey, you need to pay attention to this, you need to wake up to this, and it's something that will lead you in such a positive direction, but it might feel uncomfortable at first to listen to that. Sometimes this action is to simply listen. If you are having communication problems, let the conch shell aid you. So there is something about listening too, like if you are hearing calls to action and you're resistant, like just let it sink in. Don't kind of argue points or try to argue for things to stay the same or argue anything really. Just kind of take it in and listen and process it. I think you will come, with the wolf here, like wolves to me have a lot of wisdom. They have a lot of inner knowing, a lot of wisdom. Like you'll get it. Whatever this call to action is like you'll get it. So just allow yourself time to process and listen, but notice little synchronicities, notice messages coming in. The universe is trying to get your attention, but like ultimately it wants you to make this call of like ending an old chapter and saying yes to the new chapter. I really feel like with the empty room, that old chapter's already like gone. Like something's already been moved out of, like a room has already been moved out of, but you might still just be standing there like, well, I could fill it again with things. And it's like, no, imagine something different, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of the positive things ahead on this new path, this new chapter. What's coming in? beyond it being potentially home related or just a completely wildly new chapter of life that just changes everything. So solitude, I don't know if that's something you're craving. You know, the wolf, the association already came up in my mind, at least, with a lone wolf and self-sovereignty. I don't know, maybe you're someone that is craving, you know, coming back to this empty room. If this is more around home for you, maybe you're craving a home that has a little more solitude, that is a little more quiet, or on a more quiet street, or closer to nature, or something like that. Or maybe you are craving a chapter in life that's just like a little bit more free for you to be sovereign, self-sovereign, free for you to be a little bit more lone wolf and kind of do your thing and explore life on your terms and spend more time in nature, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's really lovely. Okay, let's get another animal message about what is lying ahead for you in this new chapter, what to look forward to. Dog, divine service. How can you serve yourself better? And I do think, you know, some self-sovereignty, some solitude is something that like is in service to you. It's you declaring like, I need my solitude. I need to lead a life that's more on my terms. And it's like, it's time for you to serve you. It doesn't mean you can't still like contribute to society and be a helpful, loving, caring spouse, friend, family member, whatever. But I think in this last chapter, it's like your needs have been last. In this chapter, you have earned and you get to declare that you get to take up space. You get to make life a little bit more about you. You get to serve yourself better. Yeah, I love that. And dog is just, I don't know, like I have 2 dogs, so I could say a lot about dogs. I love them. And they are just like the most loyal, unconditional little creatures. And I feel that coming in of like you treating yourself that way, being unconditional to you, unconditional loving of yourself, unconditionally loyal to yourself, really coming into your inner wisdom, your inner needs, your inner wisdom, your inner everything, just centering, and it feeling simple, clear, easy, bringing happiness, bringing simplicity. Yeah, it feels really good. Okay, let's do a few tarot cards to see what kind of story wants to come out through the tarot around this new chapter. High Priestess, yes. You totally need some space to connect to your inner wisdom and really explore your inner world. Some of that solitude coming in is like you need time to get to know the inner you and really be able to stand strongly in that inner you. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this chapter is flipping life on its head in a really positive, beautiful way. It's your time. Life gets to be about you and it's giving you space. 3 of Wands. Yeah, that's again, news is coming in. Some kind of news is on the horizon. So that does confirm that like that call to action may not yet have arrived. You might see it on the horizon. You might be seeing like little signs because there's a horizon thing you're able to see, but it hasn't quite reached your epicenter of you yet. So just keep your ears open. Message is coming in for sure. And try to process, to take it in, because it might, like we picked up here, initially it might be uncomfortable, whatever comes in. But don't let that fool you, because it's underneath that initial discomfort is just the best conditions ever. Okay, let's get one more tarot card. It's falling out. Knight of Swords. As soon as you say yes, as soon as like you use your sovereignty to answer that call, things are going to move very, very quickly. This Wheel of Fortune, which is like a change of season, which is basically what we're talking about. As soon as you say yes, like it is coming in hot and heavy and quickly, and that new chapter is just and ready to flood in. And my sense is because you've probably kind of let go of an old chapter. You just might be uncomfortable with the uncertainty of saying yes to something new. That does clarify that to me. It's like it's not about letting go of the old. I really feel like you've done that. But it's the uncertainty of the new that might be where your hesitation is. And it's like, no, just embrace a little bit of risk, a little bit of impulse, and saying yes, take your time to process something that does come in, but just know that as soon as you're able to respond and say yes to a call to action, things are going to go so quickly for you. In bringing in this new chapter. Okay, last card. Let's get you a divine feather message, just a beautiful guidance from Spirit. Woo. And we've got the Condor. Hold the highest vision for your future life. You now possess the ability to move past any hurdles. And I see that here. Like, if you perceive hurdles there, they're in your mind. They're imagined, they're projected, they're not real actual obstacles. Like, as soon as you put your mind to what you want and declare what you want, there are going to be green light after green light after green light. So just, I feel like that's what this is about, is like getting clear and really declaring what you want. Once some kind of call to action comes in, the way you can respond to the call of action, there's like a negotiation here. And that's where that sovereignty is coming in. It's like the call to action that's coming kind of from the outside, may not be exactly right. Oh, this is what's happening. This is why you're kind of resistant to the call, because you're ready to move on into something. But like that call is like, it's like 75% there. And so you need to process it, and you need to come back and negotiate and say, I want my 100% there. And this X, Y, and Z also need to be attached to this message, this offer, this whatever it is, to feel right and in my highest good. And I deserve my highest good right now. So negotiate a little bit, come back with your counter offer. Yeah. So if it's about a house, maybe there's like a house you want to put an offer in on, and maybe the asking price is just like a stitch out of what you're comfortable spending. Negotiate. There might be a way to like find a solution that makes it affordable, or that or if there's multiple bidders, maybe there's some kind of personal communication you can offer that makes the seller more inclined to choose you, even if someone has offered 1% over what you can offer. There's something here where it's like you have a little bit of room to negotiate something here. That's what I feel like. And it's like, don't be scared to do that. Don't be scared to declare what you want and what you need. Be in service to yourself. Treat yourself better. Ask for what you want and negotiate a little here. So yeah, that's what I see. I think you're ready for the new start. I think a message is on its way to you that's a call to action. And I think that you get to come back with a counter offer on what that is, or negotiate something about it to make it more pure and beautiful and in line with what you need in your life right now. Gorgeous. I love this new chapter for you guys, and I love this empowerment that I'm seeing coming through too. Just like, yeah, stand your ground, Declare what you want. There's green lights with it, so don't be scared. All right, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Happy new chapter. Just a reminder again, go check out my new website. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope that you do check it out and have fun too. It's cosmomuse.com. There will be a link in descriptions, so it's easy for you to get there. All right, I will see you guys either in another pile if you have more than one pile, or in another reading. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking at a new chapter coming in, a new beginning in your life. Pile 1 was amazing, so I'm so excited to see what else comes through in these next 2 piles. So you guys have this beautiful kind of Jasper pyramid. I'm just going to put that in the corner for you, and let's just dive in. These first 2 oracle cards, we're going to be getting sort of an overall theme. What is like the concept of this new chapter coming in for you? The Bridge. Interesting. That card flipped over for me when I was curating the decks I was going to use. So that's interesting. I've already seen it. The Bridge. And then let's get a Flower Oracle. I find flowers to be very chatty and gossipy, so I feel like they have some tea for you. That one wants to come through. Bird of Paradise. Attraction, originality, and enlightenment. I mean, this bridge is colorful. Bird of Paradise is more of like a tropical flower. There's something very colorful coming in through here. I feel like there's something you've already had your eye on in terms of like wanting to get somewhere, or wanting some kind of chapter in your life, or condition in your life, or something in your life to happen, and it's like it's confounded you on like how to bridge something, how to get over a hurdle, get to the other side of something that you've been going through, or to something that you really want. And I see a chapter coming in where it's like you're kind of figuring out that it's not so much about trying to force it to happen, but to attract it, to like step into your own vibration and attract it to you, rather than trying to make something happen. Yeah, I feel, with enlightenment, I feel like you're having an aha moment of like, oh, I can't force this to happen. And it's like as soon as you step back with that sort of awakening and realization that I can't force this, I need to go more with the flow of life and understand what's resonating with my life right now and me, and that makes my path easier. Like another aha moment then comes in. I feel like this twofold aha moment. Like the first one is how to back off and why. And then the second one is like, oh, this is how I attract it to me. Some idea comes in of like how I embody myself or share myself that makes this other side, this condition I want to get to, or this condition I want to get away from. Well, we'll just say in either case, a condition you'd like to get to, be the one that offers the bridge to you. Because there's been a block on that other side. Either that other side hasn't seen you, you haven't been able to get its attention, or it's just like, I don't think they have the right energy to come over here. But it's like as soon as you back off and you just like start to love who you are, start to see yourself as this original creative spirit, this is just kind of like channeled stuff coming through right now. Like as soon as you can see yourself as this original, creative, unique, walk to the beat of your own drum kind of spirit, it's like something that you've been trying to build a bridge to or get to, like wakes up to you, and they're like, oh, hey, you should come over here. And you're like, no, duh, I've been trying to for a long time. And they're like, well, we just didn't see what you were about, like you didn't let us see you. And so I don't know what I'm talking about here. I don't know if I'm talking about a person, a general life condition. It might be because that bridge to something is very different for each of you. For some of you, it might be like a bridge to a specific person you've had your eye on, to a specific country you've had your eye on, to a specific home you've had your eye on, to a specific community you've had your eye on, something. And that could be like that actually like pierced something in me when I said community. So say maybe you're a writer and it's like you've been we'll say you're a fiction writer, or maybe you write memoirs or something, and you've been submitting manuscript after manuscript trying to get a manager and an agent and a publisher, and it's just like it's just been like nothing, no response, not even no's, just like crickets, right? And so it's like you take it into your own hands, like, well, if they're not going to listen to me, I'm just going to do this by myself. So maybe you get a Substack, or you start creating a social media presence, and you're like, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need them. I'm sick of trying to let some outside force dictate my life or what I'm good enough to do or be. And so I'm just going to do it on my own, There's no reason why I shouldn't show the world my creative flavor on my terms. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to get attention and followings and, like whatever, but it's like, there's something here of just like, well, if you're not going to listen to me or respond to me, I'm just going to do my own thing. And it's like, as soon as you do that, it's like immediately that thing you'd been like knocking on the door and getting crickets is like, whoa, you're super cool. Would you ever consider having an agent or going through more traditional publishing? And you're like, yeah, I would love the help. I don't like marketing. I don't like this and that like aspect of it. I'd love help. I would love an editor. I'd love, to be welcomed into this broader community too of authors and this world of publishing and, like whatever it is for you. But there's something that kind of pierced me when I said community. And so I think this new chapter coming in is about you just like standing in your originality, sharing your creativity, and things attracting to you. It's about you no longer having to chase things and things coming to you. And you knowing that they should. You knowing that like, I am this original character. I am this like one of a kind thing. I am rare. Like they should be the ones wanting me, and it's like it flips on its head. Everything is flipping on its head here. They're the one offering a bridge now. They're the one extending offers. I see offers coming through, offers coming your way, attracting to you, because you're just like, no F's anymore. Like, I don't need your approval. I can do it on my own, which is the beauty of this technological world. There's obviously a lot of downfalls and things that are hard with the world being so connected and whatever, but there are some amazing upsides in being able to kind of just make life happen more on your terms instead of like having to go more traditional routes with things. So I hope that analogy, the concept here, is connecting to something for you, but I feel like you would know to some degree what this is about, because I feel like it's like a flip in script here, like something you've been pushing and pushing at, you're just like, I'm done. I'm doing this my own way. And then suddenly it just like opens, like you're flooded with, come in, come join us type of thing. And it's a better way for that to happen because it's now you have the leverage instead of you, if they had opened the door to you when you knocked, you're coming to them, they have leverage, and now it's the other way around. You have more leverage here. I saw that in pile 1 too. There's negotiations. You have the ability to, like, don't be scared to negotiate things. You have a little bit of the upper hand in terms of leverage with whatever chapter's coming in. Okay, we're going to get a couple of oracle cards of advice around maybe some blocks that you need to be aware of, any little hurdles you might, some advice on obstacles, hurdles, blockages. We'll just see what comes up. So we're going to get an animal power card first. Komodo dragon. Answer your wake-up call. And this is confirming what I was picking up initially, is like, like take matters into your own hand. That's confirmation for what already came up. Take matters in your own hand. Answer your wake-up call. Do something, do whatever it is you can do to be independent in something you've been, working really hard at, I think. Okay, and then we're going to do a Nocturna card, which is even more kind of in the subconscious terrain. We've got Dawn, and I'm going to read from the book for this. It's the Nocturna Oracle. Oh, it's the last card. I opened right to it. That was weird. Duality, cycles, and yeah, it's a dawn of a new day, and the script is flipping. Like, yeah. I almost feel like you've been in the upside down world, and with dawn coming, it's like you're coming into the light. All of this deep inner work, all of this deep inner growth, and like introspection, development, inner work is like you're ready to show it. Dawn of a new day. Dawn is defined as the end of night, when the first light appears in the sky just before sunrise. The mountain is seen in this card was inspired by my 2015 trip to Bali. As part of the trip, we did a sunrise hike up Mount Batur, one of the active volcanoes on the island. We started hiking around 2 a.m. when it was still dark and made it to the top right before the sun started rising. As I stood at the summit enjoying my hot breakfast and watching the colors appear in the sky, I felt a sense of peace and completion, having overcome a grueling journey. Come on. Yep. For the creatures of the night, another challenging night has passed, and it is time for rest until the next sundown. Yeah, you've been developing. You've been in progress, working hard at something, and it's been challenging, but it's been like a long road of development of something, and it's like ready to come to light, into the light. So this is more about patience, this like advice about hurdles. It's like, there's not a hurdle, don't perceive a hurdle. The dawn is coming whether you like it or not. Just be patient. So that's what's coming, wake up, dawn, those are both like the sun is coming, sunrise is here. It's a dawn, I don't know. It's a dawn of a new day. And the script is flipping because you're ready, because something's become more whole, more integrated, more developed, more mature, and it's ready to see the light now. Like maybe part of you is like a little bit eager. I mean, because I look at this bird of paradise and I feel your energy, and I feel like whatever it is you've been working on, it's like you have such performance and presence and flair to you that you may sometimes be that person that tries to push things into the world before they're really integrated. And now it's the time. Now it is integrated. Maybe you had to go through challenges and hurdles that made you kind of go deeper with things, develop things in a little bit more skillful, thoughtful way. And it's like, but you've been through it. You've done it. You know, you stuck in there. You did it. And it's a dawn of the new day, and the light is rising for you. Something, yeah. So this is like an extended chapter. Pile 1 was like a new paradigm. For you, it's like chapter 1 was, or the chapter you're coming from was like the challenges and the growth and the feeling just like roadblocks, but in those roadblocks slowing you down, you really developed in deeper, richer ways, more character, more stability underfoot with whatever it is you've been working on. And it's like, now is the time that the world gets to see it, and that the world wants it, and that you're ready to be seen. You've been through the fire, you've been tested, and you've, you know, because you've stuck in there, and you've learned and learned and learned and continued and persisted and were resilient and endured. Like, you're earning whatever this chapter is. It's time. It's your time. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple of oracle cards just showing like what's going to lie ahead once this path opens for you, once this new chapter starts, like what's coming in with it. What are some of the conditions coming? So one, I was already shuffling an oracle deck. I didn't mean to choose a card yet, but one just fell out. So we'll see. We've got, inner peace. I love that. It just feels like surety, like you've got your foundations underfoot, you've got whatever you've been through is now giving you the confidence to kind of stand in your power and just feel calm and at peace about it. Like there's no more fighting to be seen or to be recognized or to be accepted. It's like you've now earned it. You have the battle wounds. You have wisdom, you have experience, and now it's just like, oh yeah, I'm coming from a really strong place, so I can just move forward with sureness, with peace, with calmness, and just like accepting that this is now my fate, and I'm just attracting things to me because I'm more sure, because I'm more in my own energy and letting things come to me. It's just like, you know, things are flowing now. Beautiful. Okay, let's get another animal card here. Spider. Let's see. How did I fit pile 1's cards here? Okay, spider. It says Dreamweaver. Tune into the energetic grids around you. Where can you send your energy for healing? Coming with peace here too. It's like there are battle wounds that have been accrued, and part of you kind of having your wake up call and stop, you know, like flipping the script on like trying so hard is like attending to that, like it hasn't been healthy for you. You need to live a life that is more well and balanced and peaceful. And it's like as soon as you start attending to that, to what's healthy for you, and following the different threads where you feel like life has been out of balance, where life has been stressed, overworked, impatient, critical, you know, whatever. There's all sorts of threads. All of them are, you know, like where are those weak threads? Okay, so one is like I'm too critical on myself or on others. And it's like as you start attending to those little threads that have made the design of your life feel a little off balance, it's like you just weave in more and more peace and more attraction and originality and more things coming to you by you attending to what's good for you, what's peaceful for you, what's healthy for you. Yeah, what a flip of the script. I love it. You doing what's good for you is exactly what starts to bring resonance and attraction toward you. And there's also something here about learning how to be receptive instead of living so much in your yang, which is like forcing things, and not necessarily forcing things, but coming from like this very spirited place and asserting and reaching and building. It's like dropping more into that yin and attracting, using your sense of beauty and emotion and pleasure to make things want to be like, well, what do they have going on over there? I want to be part of that. Just make your world beautiful. Attend to what feels good to you, and other people will be like, well, I want to feel like that. What secret are they living with? And it's like this attractor force as you attend to like what you need, what's good for you, what's healthy for you. Okay, let's get a few tarot cards to see what other kind of story wants to come through about what is coming with this next chapter. Page of Wands. Some kind of communication is coming in about either in relation to your creativity, or someone creative is reaching out, or just something very spirited and exciting is coming your way. But yeah, a message is coming hot and heavy. It's coming in. Okay, let's see. And it's sort of that call to action for you. This is sort of going to be the sign that the new chapter is here. Is like when this message comes around your creativity, or about creativity, or from someone creative, or that is exciting in some way. It's like that is the sign of the new chapter arriving. Knight of Cups. Yes, poetry, like your creativity is, whatever this message is that's coming, is just like your heart is going to be full but excited, and there will just be a lot of creative, excited energy flowing. I mean, this matches that bird of paradise. This is you, the Knight of Cups. You're the bird of paradise. You're the Knight of Cups. And it's just like creativity is just going to very excitedly flow from you. Whatever this new chapter is, it's like really tapping into your creative adventurousness, your flair for excitement, a little bit of theater. Let's see what else wants to come through here. Two of Cups. Ooh, it doesn't have to be. Some of you may already be in have spouses you're very happy with and in love, and you're not necessarily looking for something different or new. But if you are single, soulmate energy is coming through with this chapter. If you're already with someone, it's just sort of like, tapping into that bridge. There is that bridge energy here. That could be like the right agent, or the right business partner, or the right, this does make, give a little more context to the bridge. It feels like a specific relationship coming through. So a business partner, a love match, an agent, something in that realm. But yeah, with Wands and Cups coming through so far in the tarot, it's like just has this fresh, creative sensitivity, excitement, beauty, and I just see things are just like flowing, just like yeah, flow states of fiery beauty, creative beauty. Yeah, okay, let's get one more tarot card. Six of Swords. Yeah, you're moving on from kind of tough. The past chapter was tough. The past chapter was turbulent. It was stormy. There were probably dramas you're just like done with. Potentially groups you're done with. Relationships you're done with. Or just a general sense of life being just stormy and like not cooperating and things just like, it's just been hard to find any peace, right? It's been hard to find an ability to just be you and be creative, and it's just been a fight, you know, it's just been a fight to grow and develop and find footing, and it's all been to slow you down, to prepare you for now, to like really slow you down in developing whatever creative essence is coming through here, to put you in the light when you're ready to be in the light and not before, because I do think you might be a bit impulsive in the best possible way. But yeah, just the universe wanted you to be ready to be in the light. And so it was, you know, slowing you down for your own good. So some of the tumultuous stuff you've been through were things that were just slowing down, making you develop a little deeper, whatever kind of emotional energy, emotional intelligence, creative energy, a certain flair, something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like if this feels more like a romance reading, it was like to get that true soulmate, you needed a little more emotional intelligence. If this is more like getting that agent or that business partner, it's like you needed a little more experience. You needed some wisdom versus impulse to get those right connections, to be able to succeed in the light rather than be kind of burned by when the light came. So look at it as a blessing in disguise, the hurdles of this last chapter and things that you feel like were always in your way or slowing you down. It was just preparing you. Okay, last card, a message from Spirit, some guidance. You have Eagle. Beautiful. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. There you go. What else is there to say? Gorgeous. All right, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Happy new chapter. There is some kind of connection with a person coming in here that you're attracting to you, whether it's a love relationship, a business partner, an agent, but something in that kind of one-on-one realm. And I think they're reaching out to you for, because I think you're starting to put yourself out there in a certain way where you can be discovered, and someone's about to reach out to you soon. And that's the sign that this new chapter is starting. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you. Happy new chapter. Just a reminder, go check out my new website. I'm really having fun with it. So go check it out for yourselves, cosmomuse.com. I'll link to it in the descriptions too. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I almost said pile 2 for some reason. So that might be for some of you, if you were debating on if pile 2 was also for you, that might be a sign that for some people here, pile 2 is also for you. Anyway, you guys picked the selenite pillar. We're looking at a new chapter coming in for you. Let's just put your little pillar in the corner here. So new chapter coming in. The first 2 piles were so cool. So I'm really excited to see what else comes through. I'm really loving this reading. Okay, so we're going to get these first two oracle cards, helping us to get kind of that broad concept of what does this chapter have to do with? What are we talking about here with a new chapter? The Temple. Gorgeous. More sacredness, more respect of something, whether it's like respecting yourself, treating yourself better, or treating your home better, or finding just a connection to life as feeling more sacred and beautiful. Let's see what else. We've got a flower oracle here, which I love. I have a strong connection to flowers. I used to be a florist, or I did floral design with events. Speaking of chapters, that was one chapter of my life. And I just like I believe in the energy of like nature and consciousness in nature, and there is not a more chatty aspect of plant life in nature than flowers. They are gossipers, they are chatters, they're very lively. So let's see what kind of tea the flower world wants to spill for you about this new chapter coming in. Ooh, Datura. Hallucination, seduction, and vision. Very mysterious. This is also called moon. Some people call it moonflower because it does blossom at like the height of summer, and it will kind of close up during the day, and then under moonlight it opens during the night. So there is something here about like life, like this next chapter being a little bit more about some spirituality, a little bit of mystery, really attending to kind of the esoteric side of life, really developing a new inner richness, really finding new respect for that inner world and your intuition. Very feminine energy coming through with this next chapter. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so it's a little bit shrouded in mystery here. There's not much else that's coming through, so I just want to move on and see what other cards might illuminate something maybe a little more detailed about that. Okay, I'm just all of a sudden realizing when I'm talking about the feminine energy that there is a feminine body on here that has a little bit of a nip slip. So let's cover that up for YouTube. It's pretty blurred and I don't know if you could even see it, but subtle and stuff, but just, okay, so moving on, we are going to get a couple of oracle cards that want to give you some advice on maybe like where there might be some hurdles or last little challenges to get through, or things you might need to know around getting out of your own way or letting this new chapter actually arrive and saying yes to it. Ooh, whoa, so many cards flipped here. Well, I'll take the one that was like clearly flipped out, but then there's another one. I feel like I'm supposed to take more than one, so there was a whole pile. I'll take the one that was on top of the pile. An owl could not be more aligned with this kind of like mystery. Like it's a night, it's a night animal. There's so much night energy coming through here, feminine energy. Activate psychic insight. Yeah, I mean, that's just confirmation that, this next chapter, you're really getting into your more mystical side, your more feminine side. And then we have snail. Lean into true intimacy. Ooh, and we do have seduction with the Datura. That is very how do I want to put it? There's some scorpionic energy coming through here, which is a zodiac sign that has a lot to do with going into the hidden realms of life to see where there are blockages to life force, like witnessing those hidden things and uprooting them to reclaim life force. And it's also about like knowing how to be precise and vulnerable. Is like in tandem, vulnerable yet precise in how you share to foster sharing back with you. And it's about empowerment. How do shared resources empower you? And there is this thing of creating intimacy. And Scorpio is also about just like intimacy physically and with, sexuality and stuff like that. So there's a lot of these deep things I think you're going to be exploring in this next chapter. Like, what is your sexuality? What is empowering to you? How do you empower yourself? How do you get in touch with a more inner sight and psychic sight, to understand things in deeper ways and to understand what's under the surface of things? And it is very holy territory. It is very sacred territory. If you disrespect what's in those hidden realms, that's where you get entangled in corruption and seductions and hallucinations. And so I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of a tricky chapter. And sometimes learning about empowerment and resource sharing and intimacy can come along with power dynamics. It can come along with, things that might create a little bit of, I don't want to fearmonger here, so I'm going to err on the side of caution. When you entangle with power, you can get burned. To learn about power, sometimes you have to learn about trauma. And so there is this thing here that like you may go through some challenging things that really motivate you to go into the darkness and really understand how things work under the surface of life, how channels of power function in life, and to become more wise, like the owl, to what's more hidden. And slowing down like the snail to understand power dynamics and not just get entangled through seductive things or be prone to illusions or hallucinations. It's like developing your inner sight, developing sight in the darkness, developing an understanding of knowing how to treat power in a holy way, in a way that like understanding that power is meant to be shared and not hoarded, and how to treat power like that as a temple instead of as like a vault, and a vault where secrets and corruption are kept and hoarded. It's like, how do you create more of a temple atmosphere where you understand that it's about sharing? Very interesting. Wow. The one thing I will say, if anyone listening to this feels like totally overwhelmed or like, oh my gosh, I'm not signing up for this, I feel like if you were drawn to this, it's like you're ready. But if you're sort of like, hold on, I don't think I want to sign up for this pile. This is saying that you have the ability to go as slowly through this as you want. You get to choose the pace at which you want to go through this. And the other side of this is what might be like, okay, I do want to accept this chapter, is that on the other side of this is a much more empowered you, a much more empowered life, and potentially a deeper understanding of how wealth works and how to build that for yourself in life. It's not easy energy to understand and do in a healthy way. But this is what this chapter has on offer for you, is to learn how to do it in a healthy way, how to be empowered in a healthy way, how to hold power in a healthy way, how to build wealth in a healthy way, and how to build intimacy in a healthy way. So you get to decide. If you don't want this chapter, go to one of the other piles. If this is just like, no, I'm triggered, I feel like I've already been through this kind of stuff and it didn't go well for me, just go, you have the choice to go choose a different pile and focus on a different kind of chapter. With the snail, I feel like because it's very slow, it's like you get to decide if you want to cross that threshold into this chapter. So if you're just like, turn that snail around. There's no like, if this were a cheetah, I would be like, there's no stopping it. Like, you are charging into this chapter. But with this snail here, it's like, no, you are going at a pace right now where you can easily turn around right now and go to a different pile. No problem. Okay, so if you're unsure, maybe this is where you should stick in to see what are some of the things coming in with this chapter. What are some conditions that are going to come in with this new chapter? Okay, we're going to do a Sacred Destiny card. This one wants to come out Purity. Yeah, I love that. It's discernment, is really knowing how to see. I love the two different eye colors in this wolf. Is like, your discernment, your ability to see through facades, your ability to ask the right questions and take the right steps and have a sure foot, have a strong inner knowing, is what is coming on this path. These are some of the conditions you're going to figure out pretty quickly. Yeah, that's really amazing and powerful. Let's see. I guess I have a little more space here. Kind of want to show the owl. There we go. Okay, one more animal card before we do some tarot around what is coming on this path. Like, once this chapter starts, we've got purity, and what else is coming on this path that we can know about right now. Frog, stepping into your power. Guys, you can't make that up. Don't take a back seat in your story. It's time to step up. And that's where, if you're like, weren't sure and you're like, okay, well, I'll see where else this reading goes, I'll hang in here for a minute. That's your call to action. Like, that is a huge thing coming through about this chapter. It's time for you to be the protagonist in your own story, to claim your power. We all have a power, we all have power. We're born with power. We're powerful beings. And it's time to claim that for you. It's time to not be afraid of your own power. I like that. It's time to not be afraid of your own power and to put it forefront and to step into your power. And with that, look, I feel like you become this wolf. Look how sure and strong that wolf is, and pure. It's just like, whoa. If you saw that in real life, two different color eyes and an albino wolf in the snow in winter, you would just be like stopped in your tracks. Like, does such a creature exist? Like, that is just nothing but respect there, nothing but awe, nothing like that. Is the kind of power you hold. And this is, a chapter that it's going to come with, power dynamics, working with the hidden realms, some touchy territory, but this is the result. This is who you become. Versus this woman that's kind of hiding, you know, being a bit of a wallflower, hiding her power, hiding behind things. And this is just forefront, staring things straight down, you know, just like right out there and like, nope, you're going to respect me. You're going to respect my power. Like, because look, that's my power. Look. Okay. Woof. Wasn't not expecting this reading at all, but wow. Okay, let's do some tarot to see what else, what kind of story wants to come through the tarot about this new chapter. Okay, we've got King of Swords and the World. Wow, mastery. Intelligence, mastery, position. This would be a chapter if you accept it, if you don't turn your little snail around, where you are coming into a powerful position in the world and you're using your sharp mind, your masterful mind, or at least developing a, if that doesn't resonate with you, if you're like, I don't have a sharp and masterful mind to that degree of a king, you're developing that in this chapter and stepping into position in the world. Yeah, claiming your throne and owning it. Ace of Swords. Yeah. Power, mental power. You've got this. If you have any doubts, if you're like, I mean, this sounds great, but I'm still feel that wallflower energy. I don't know if I actually have it in me to be that wolf here. This is saying you do. You have mental power behind you. I think your mind is a lot more potent than you understand. It just like needs to kind of, you need to experience it out in position and out in the forefront of the world to understand its power. You need that reflection back. And that, you know, like people being like, whoa, okay, yeah, wow, that's impressive to recognize it in yourself. And the moon, again, this mystery, moonflower. You're definitely, it's this very interesting thing where it's like this chapter is filled with mystery, with needing to be able to see under the surface of things and using a little bit of psychic energy. And, you know, the sword cards here that are showing up are a lot more about like reason and talking your way through things and structuring things and planning and goals. And it's like more of that world of logic and reason. Whereas like that takes you so far, but the world of secrets, the world of the hidden, requires a different sense. It requires a psychic sense. It requires trusting intuition. So the moon is showing up too. It's like you have both sides of your mind. The right hemisphere and the left hemisphere are both strong enough to be this powerful, discerning, commanding, you know, pure wolf. Your mind's ability to think and reason and use logic and plan and structure is powerful. Your mind's ability to trust intuition, to see through the hidden currents, to use a bit of psychic energy is powerful and strong. Look, and we've got wolves here too. Yeah. It's just, I mean, you just need to trust yourself here. And I see no cards showing up where it's like you're going to have to learn hard lessons. I love seeing that coming through with the tarot. I think you're going to surprise yourself at how little you have to learn, how little challenges you have to go through. I think this is more about just stepping out and claiming your power and being like, oh, I've already developed this. I already know how to do this. I just was scared to. That's the biggest lesson you're learning. I don't see like, you know, a learning curve that might involve having to learn about power dynamics in difficult ways. It's like, no, you've got it. Like, just step into this chapter and like immediately claim your position, claim your power, claim your authority. It's just like, that's the hurdle, is just claiming it. You have it. You don't have to learn it. Somehow, maybe your whole life you've been learning this and you've just been scared to like step into your power around it. And this is just saying it's time. It's time for you to own your power. You know the stuff you need to know. You don't have a learning curve here other than claiming, other than stepping into it. You know how to navigate power. So I'm glad for anyone that was on the fence and you stuck in. I'm glad you did, because if anyone hightailed it out, they wouldn't have heard that, like, no, there aren't gonna be these like difficult power realm learning curves. You're just like, the learning curve is learning to claim your power, just stepping into it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there. Woo, who are you guys? I want to hear in the comments, like, what hidden, well, you know, do you feel like you've been hiding your power? Does this resonate with you? Like, whoa. Interesting. Okay, we're going to get one last message, a divine feather message, to just kind of give you some top level guidance for this new chapter coming in. Step forward now. I feel like I could stop there. Step forward now. But continuing, and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. You can't make it up. The frog came out with power. We were already on this power thing, and then, you know, every subsequent card that came out was like, step into your power, step into your power, step forward, sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. So the swords could also relate to using your voice. So like, don't be scared of using your voice, speaking up, claiming your power, claiming space in the room, you know, making yourself heard. It's, yeah, sing your song, right? Whatever that means. Maybe for some of you, this is like artistic. Like canary to me is a little bit artistic in a way. I'm not getting that, you know, canary in the mine analogy, where it's like your bait kind of thing, or a test. That's not coming through at all. It's more of this like creative energy. If you were just to see a canary loose in the wild doing whatever it's doing naturally, it's like beautiful to watch, and it has this beautiful voice, and it's like, just own that, claim it, step forward with that. There's something just like really captivating with that, you know, looking at this wolf too, the purity wolf. There's something captivating about you, and like, claim it, don't hide it away. Something's very unique and original about you, that I think maybe you've hidden before. And it's like, no, step into the light. That whatever that unique thing is captivating. It's powerful in its own right. I'm kind of thinking about like that for those of you that come to this reading right when it comes out and are watching the new season of The White Lotus. There's, I can't remember the character's name, but she's the one that's very kind of spiritual, and she's dating the older guy, Rick, who's, you know, I don't want to do any spoilers in case you haven't started it, but he's on his own, kind of has his own agenda being there. But it's the couple where the, you know, they're kind of have a more bohemian vibe in this very rich resort, and she's younger, and she's got this big, like she's got very interesting teeth and a big gap between her two front teeth. And I've seen her on talk shows now saying that it's so interesting that like growing up, that's what she was made fun of for like her whole life, and now people love it, and they're just like, she said she, in one of these interviews I saw, she said that she'll be like scrolling through Instagram or something and see like an orthodontist talking about what she has, because they're very unique teeth, and like, oh, it's because of this and this and this is what's going on, and that's how you could treat it. But I would tell her not to do a thing. It's so stunning, it's so beautiful, you know. And she's just like, and now it's just like this thing that's made me, it's what's making my power right now. I mean, I'm putting her words into her mouth, but to like fit this reading, but essentially that's what it is. That's part of her power now. That's part of her magnetism. It's captivating. And it's unique. So I that might be something for some of you. Maybe there's something that's been, you've seen as a flaw, but for whatever reason in this chapter, that is the thing that makes you, and own it and claim it. And its power, like the power it has for you in this chapter is, it's just unparalleled. It's crazy. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's where I'm going to leave this. Wow, I loved all three of these readings so much. Yeah, so I would love to hear in the comments how this resonated for you guys. I don't know why I didn't say that in the first two readings. For whatever reason in this reading, I'm like really curious about you guys. Not that I'm not curious about the other two piles, but like it's just, this is a very mysterious one. And I'm like, whoa, I want to know who you are, what you're doing, like what's going on here. Yeah, anyway, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Just a quick, fun reminder. Go check out my new website. It's an astrology website, cosmomuse.com. I'm having a lot of fun with it. There is a free membership on there too, or not a free, a very, very affordable paid membership on there to, you know, get yearly, quarterly, monthly, all sorts of insights with astrology, and a little bit of community stuff going on too. So yeah, go check it out. And I will see you in future readings. All right, have a great new chapter, guys. See you later.